Hey, the distillery. Tonight there's a great opportunity to see an acoustic show and some really talented national recording artists. I have to say, I'm a little intimidated here because you guys, I loved watching you guys when I grew up in the 80s. This is Michael Sweet of the band Striper and John Corabi, who sang with Motley Crue for one, a few other bands as well. And I'm kind of like really starstruck right now. So good morning to you guys.
No need to be starstruck.
All right, well, let's talk about tonight though and how times have changed a little bit. Michael, you, I never knew this growing up, and had I told my mother this, she might have let me listen to your music a little bit more. You're known as a Christian band, but you recently said, hey, we're actually not a Christian band. We're a rock band made up of Christians.
Yeah, because
your music.
we were raised in Hollywood, played all the clubs, and we became Christians. At the age of 20, I became Christians, and we decided to go in that direction. So I've always viewed us as, a rock band that is comprised of Christians versus a Christian band that is comprised of Christians. Some people feel like, well, what's the difference? To me, there's a big difference.
Okay.
I feel like the Christian tag often enough, at least for us, it puts labels in a negative way, where it limits us in terms of what we want to do.
Sure.
We want to go play a mainstream festival or whatever, and then they say, oh, they're that Christian band. It's limiting. But we never deny who we are or what we are, ever.
Yeah. John, let's talk a little bit about you. You're unplugged now a little bit, as we could say, from those big 80s, big hair, lots of metal guitar kind of things going on. What can we expect from your performance tonight?
Just a little bit of everything. Obviously, I was in Motley, but I was also in a band called Union and The Scream. So I kind of go back and I touch on all that stuff. I may do a couple covers, and now I'm in another band as well. I'm still a solo artist. I'm in another band as well called The Dead Daisy, so I'm going to probably add a few of the songs we just did a record that came out in March or April.
Cool.
And he's joining Striper within the next few weeks.
Oh. Are we breaking that news here on Local 5 Live?
Every time we're together, I always somehow wind up on stage doing something buffoonery, like, whatever.
So I was told that you guys are making original music, like, to this day. Is that?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
How does it change, like, with the way the times have changed over since, what was the first song that you put out back, like, what year?
Oh gosh, first song we put out was, I think You Know What to Do, off the Yellow and Black Attack, 84.
Okay, so in the years that have, transpired, how does the generations change the way that you guys produce your music?
Well, for me, lyrically, I'm not into the things that I was into when I was 25 and 30 years old. You kind of get older. And I mean, most of the stuff I can go back and look at, and I'm still very proud of. There's a few that I go, oh God, what was I thinking? You know what I mean? But like now, it's just, I'm just really inspired by life. Like if I go through a weird relationship with a girl, or if I see something that bothers me, just jot it down, and somehow it manages to get out on paper.
It becomes a song.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's just life stuff, news, things in the news, and
Key staying real too. Like, stay true to yourself, because I think fans are smart. They know if you're trying to do something that's not you.
We're going through the motions.
Exactly. Let it come from the heart and be real and speak from the heart, and fans are going to appreciate that, whether it has an old sound or a new sound.
Well, we're not going to listen to the whole thing, so I'm calling an audible here for guys in the back. Can you just show the video and don't put it up sound full, as Michael talks a little bit about your song, I'm Not Your Suicide. I thought this was so interesting, and you talk about bullying in there. And what's the message of this song?
Well, I didn't want to certainly jump on any bandwagons. There's a lot of talk about bullying in the past few years especially, and it's important to me because when I was younger, I never really fit in. I wasn't necessarily bullied to the point of suicide or anything like that, but I certainly was picked on a lot. I was a small, skinny kid in a predominantly Hispanic school, gangbangers, and I was kind of turning corners to stay away from getting jumped. All my friends were getting jumped, this is in Pico Rivera, California. So I grew up around that stuff, and it was just a song to inspire kids. Look, don't let someone rule you to the point of you're considering suicide. You're not their suicide. Nor should you be.
Right. That's really cool.
So.
All right, if you want to see these guys in concert tonight, listen, this is really, really cool. I know there's a Packers game going on, but let's face it, how long are Rodgers and the gang going to play? So you got to get down to the distillery. Tickets are just $20 at the door. And since there is that game at Lambeau, if you show up and bring your ticket stub from the game, you'll get in for just $5.